one of the things that surprisingly, some people might be surprised about, really attracted me to Islam were the Islamic punishments, the Islamic rules and regulations. I think coming from a Christian background, especially a non-practicing Christian background, there's nothing haram. The only thing that is haram is things that you would call human decency, like don't murder somebody, those kind of things. Yani. It's like the things which are basic human values. But there's no real rules. If you go to the vicar and say, what job should I not do? I don't think there's any job they would say you shouldn't do, especially now. It's getting worse and worse by the day. Yeah, and you read some of the things that the people say. Wallahi, the other day, I read what the Pope made a statement. And I'm not going to repeat, we don't need to repeat in the masjid what he said. There's no benefit in it. Like he made a statement allowing something. Wallahi, I never believed. I would have said that this is the level of their fisq. Yani that even the one thing they used to say was haram, today not haram. No problem. As long as somebody comes to the church, right? The churches are empty. As long as somebody comes to the church, it's allowed, it's okay, it's halal. But it's just, I wanted someone to tell me, do this, don't do this. This is haram, this is bad for you. And I want you to take a benefit from this. There is nothing that Allah made haram for you unless it has a reason for it. Allah does not make haram to make things hard for you. يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ بِكُمُ الْيُسْرِ وَلَا يُرِيدُ بِكُمُ الْعُسْرِ. Allah wants things to be easy for you, not difficult for you. Every single thing Allah made haram, He made it haram because it is bad for you. And it's going to hurt you in this world and in the next. I love that. I really like the punishments, the hudud. Yeah, I wanted to see like the hudud. Yani. I really liked it, the idea of Islamic punishments. Yeah, the hand of the thief. And to be honest, until today, I think a lot of people in England today, if they were being honest, should actually respect that. And say, today in England, what happens when you murder somebody? What happens if you stab a kid in the street? How many years are you going to be in prison for? La shay. Nothing. Yani they might give you a big sentence, looks like a big sentence, like 7 years, 8 years. 3 years later, the person out on the street again. Talk about the crimes against women, stealing people's property, torturing, terrorizing people. You don't go to jail for even just a couple of years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, you're out again. Like this to me doesn't make any sense. People literally destroy other people's lives and nothing happens to them. And you can see how it's going in the UK, that it's getting so bad that it's got to the point where you actually see crimes that you would have, let's say, for example, maybe 100 years ago, the person would have been hanged for it. And today they serve 4.5 years in prison. And that prison is also not that bad of an environment for them. And they go out and they do the same thing again. It's not helping anybody. And when I heard that Allah Azza wa Jal said, وَلَكُمْ فِي الْقِصَاصِ حَيَاةٌ, you people, these punishments, they give you life. They preserve your community. They make your place a place of safety. They stop people from committing crimes. Because if you think you're going to lose your hand because you stole something, trust me, you're going to think very carefully before you steal. Does the Sharia, is it the case that Allah Azza wa Jal wants everyone to lose their hand? It's not the case. But if there's no deterrent, you just don't stop doing things. And we've seen now the kind of crimes that take place, wallahi, it's like, we're living in that time the Prophet ﷺ spoke about al-harj. People just killing each other, they don't even know why they killed him. They kill the other person, he doesn't even know why I killed him. He couldn't even explain. If you asked him, why did you kill this person? He doesn't even know why. Why did you ruin the life of this person? Why you drove your car over him, or why you did this, or why you did that? People destroy other people's lives because there's just no punishment. There's nothing that actually deters people from these kind of things. Or if it is, it's very, very small. So it really impressed me. Wallah, I listened to the Islamic punishments and I thought, you know what it is? I think the teacher would have thought it was negative. Like she would have thought that I would have been, people would have ran away from it. But actually, I was really enthusiastic. I thought, you know what it is? That sounds like it would make a safe and happy society. It would make a society where people genuinely, really, honestly try to stick within the limits. And I was happy with that. And that also is a benefit in da'wah. You should never be frightened to tell people what Islam really is. Because sometimes what people do is they try to sugarcoat it, but you don't understand the person actually wants to know the real Islam. You know, someone says, in your religion, do they punish people who commit adultery? Yes, they punish people who commit adultery. Because adultery ruins families, it ruins people's lives. It brings single mothers and single fathers, and kids grow up, they don't know who their dads are. Yes, it ruins people's lives. It destroys people's lives. Why should there not be a punishment for it?